heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So there is the Save the Universe event that will come back soon. How soon? We don't know just yet. Normally, like right now, we are on the test server. Normally when something gets added to the test server, normally gets added roughly 2 weeks after to the live server. It could be 3 weeks, it could be more, we don't really know. But normally when something gets added to the test server, it takes at least 2 weeks before we see it on the live server. So when will it be added to the live server? We don't know just yet. And probably something else also that should be specified is that this is the test server. It's not just to be able to get a sneak preview of the event a couple of weeks ahead of time. It's also to test out a few things. So once in a while we will do some testing, like trying to launch the evil Xadu over and over and over again. I basically spam launching Xadu, not really intended. It's something that we've been able to do for a long time, but it's not something that's really intended. So if you see me doing something crazy once in a while, and that is why. This is the test server, and it is made to be able to test the game, and sometimes that means testing possible exploits, possible things that are not intended. So enough stalling, so today we are going to take a look at... So last time we played the Last Son of Krypton, but we played the elite version of the mission, and the other solo mission is the Lexcorp Tower. So we will play the elite version of the mission. So you can see the minimum combat rating is 350, suggested combat rating 356. So I will try it with my multiverse character, which is Quantum, and I will try it also with my Sunboy character. So why do I want to try it with two different characters? It's quite simple. Not all powers are created equal. Sometimes a mission that's very challenging with one power, pretty easy using another power. So right now my combat rating is 375. For the artifact I'm using the Tetrahedron of Urgrand, the Quizlet, and the Grimorgan Verum. The mods are maximum rank to 327, but the head mods, I barely upgraded them a bit. Something I did not show last time. For skill points I have 451 skill points. And my loadout I will use the robot sidekick, the distortion wave, the closed loop, anomaly, quantum tunneling, and heat vision. Nah, I don't have my white mods. Maybe next time. So let us go for the mission right now. Let's go talk to our friend. Oh, let's summon a little robot sidekick first.
Good to see you. All this mayhem's been keeping me on my toes, but I've been wanting to make sure Luthor's not somehow trapped in here. No sign of him yet, but his office is shielded against my senses. We'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Hive Master will be.
Lois Lane and also they already be here. Lois is mace bodies.
Yeah, at this point of all the summons, I have a small army following me.
Skin particles in here definitely contain Luthor's DNA. This doesn't bode well.
Oh noes, it doesn't bode well. So I mentioned this before, but even in DPS role, with quantum powers, our crowd control is pretty darn effective. And again, people might think that it's because I'm using controller gear, but when I use other powers, like the Green Lantern power, even as a controller, the crowd control, not so great.
Oracle told me you were on the way.
Uh-oh. School bus hanging off a bridge. Excuse me, I'll be back as soon as I can.
Typical. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with him where he wasn't zipping off to save someone. Stand back while I breach the seal.
You should head up. I have a separate mission for Huntress that should reduce the number of automated defenses in your way.
Huntress won't stay with us. And Superman abandoned us. That is so sad.
That's so out of character and nice of you.
Let's get get shots from another angle, Scoops. What do you think of hashtag Luthor goes to pieces, Miss Lane?
I think we should get all the facts before we start writing the headlines, Jimmy. Looks like we're not the only ones investigating this story. Care to comment on Lex Luthor's apparent death?
The facts. Just the facts, ma'am.
Well, you probably want to go that way. We heard gunfire. Jimmy and I need to take the elevator up to Lex's security hub to find video footage.
So let's go that way. Let's pick it up. Oh. I shouldn't really bother her, but why not?
I like to make Oracle and the Society think I only work with the birds for profit. But the fact is, even this cat has a conscience. Oracle's great at finding causes where we're both on the same side. Did I say she's perfect?
Sorry if I explore a bit. Been a while since I've been in this mission. So we have our first boss.
Hive decided to come right to the source instead of competing over Luthor's weapon trucks.
Ah, the evil Hive.
Fool! You cannot stop me!
We're gonna stop you. We want to crush you. Crush you.
Give up.
Let's see if we can focus on the Hive Master. That was nasty. Let's go for the boots. Yeah, let's go for the boots. So it did give us some commendation. The commendation will allow us to be able to upgrade our renown with the Time Masters, and that will allow us to be able to purchase the elite gear from our friend Rip Hunter. Although if you already have the Wonder Woman elite gear, you probably don't need the Rip Hunter elite gear.
Hey there. Oracle has me on server hacking duty to figure out the routes for all those trucks distributing weapons. I feel like my ass-kicking talents are wasted here. Don't suppose you'd like to trade off?
I need you coordinating the Metropolis response, Canary. Let them focus on reaching Luthor's office.
Just checking to make sure. There we go.
Lois Lane audio notes. Luthor's broadcast stated that he's behind the trucks full of weapons and cash. Evidence from my fellow detectives shows the same patterns in Gotham City, Star City, Hub City, and other major cities. I need to find evidence in Lexcorp records to see if that confirms Luthor's involvement or points elsewhere.
I have to admit, never noticed. There's a little machine to repair here if you need to.
This is Luthor's inner sanctum.
He's so mean. So this should be the last part.
This doesn't look good for Luthor. Who's his next of kin?
Oracle's been keeping me in the loop. Hard to believe Luthor might be dead.
Which one of you ugly bastages is Lex Luthor?
Not you.
Me. The main man. Lobo. Gundian lingo for one who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it. Some geek in glasses sent me a bounty on Lex Luthor.
Too late, Lobo. Luthor's dead.
Ah, frag me! Killing the Easter Bunny was easier than this. But this one's pissed off somebody. The bounty on your head will keep my space dolphins fed for months.
I don't think so.
Here there's a few things we have to be careful of. And of course, as I mentioned that, I get hit. Basically, I was going to explain that you have to get out of the way and into one of the corners, or at least you have to keep an eye on the Lobo bike, the Lobo Space Hog, so that you don't get hit like that. But of course, I should have, pretty much as soon as you get into the room, you probably should go into the corner right away. Sometimes also you don't quite see the tail from the bike. Here it wasn't really the case. Just that I waited a bit, like half a second too long. But sometimes you don't see also the tail, and sometimes you don't see the bike itself, the Lobo Space Hog itself. So as soon as you get into the room, you should probably go straight into the corner. And here you can see the fire. The fire had a pretty long range, so I really had to go almost all the way to the wall in order not to get any damage from the fire. So ideally, you will want to try to pull your friend Lobo straight into the corner as soon as you can. The mechanics on this map are pretty much unforgiving. In this case, especially the Space Hog. So you have to get out of the way of the Space Hog, otherwise it's gonna hurt you. And it doesn't matter if you have the top gear. It doesn't matter if you're a high level. It will go right through you, even if you have the top gear. Fighting Lobo itself is not too big an issue. Lobo can hurt you, but not as much as the Space Hog. So if you can just isolate Lobo so that the Space Hog cannot touch you, you should be able to defeat Lobo easily enough. Obviously, you need some kind of survivability. In this case, I have a couple of shields that I can use if I really need to. And but there's other powers, like you'll see with my fire tank. With my fire tank, I'll pretty much heal myself as quickly as I'm going to get damage. Actually, I'm going to play as a fire DPS, not a fire tank. So even in DPS role with fire, you can heal yourself pretty well. Although sadly in the corner, being close to the walls, sometimes it messes up your camera. So you have to try to position your camera so that you can see as much as possible. But close to the wall, sometimes it's a bit challenging to say the least.
Judging by the abundance of mace body spray in the air, Jimmy and Lois already found it. Teleporter's on cooldown. Lois and Jimmy must... Wait, they're in trouble. Take that teleporter as soon as you can.
Lois and Jimmy in trouble? Must be Tuesday. I'll get the birds of prey to figure out that teleporter and let you know when it's up and running. Word of warning, I'm working with Harley Quinn on a provisional basis. She can be challenging, but she's earned a chance to be a better person.
What happens is that there's the evil Lobo bike that usually from here blasts through you like you saw. And also he attacks you from here. From here usually he throws some flame. So one thing to be able to avoid that is just stay on the corner here, and you should be safe from the bike. Although you saw the flame had a pretty big range. I think when I was here I was still being hit by the flame. So I pretty much had to come all the way over here not to be hit by the flames. There's also a little thingy here. Also, there's that little thingy over here once you defeat the evil Lobo. Basically, yeah, what you have to do is that you have to wait, I think it's 35 minutes or something like that. And then when you click on this, it will give you the volcano lair. So if you want to have the volcano lair, this is how you get it. Let's get out of here. So let us switch to our Sunboy character and see if we can do better. So here we have our friend Sunboy. So here my combat rating is 373. The reason for that is that my gear is 325. I think on Multiverse my gear was 327. The artifacts I'm using are 3 tank artifacts, so the Mystical Symbol, the Dilucil Refractor, and the Everman Prototype. For the mods, I maximized the Origin mods, but not at all the head mods. And for the skill points, I have 437 skill points. Let's put it here. For the loadout, I'm using our little friend, the Robot Sidekick. I've been using it for a while now. Engulf, Reignition, Inferno, Backdraft, and Absorb Heat. So let's go to Neon UT, Custom Play, and Bird of Prey Lexcorp Tower Elite. So let's get started. So let's go talk to our friend Superman. If you need to repair, there's a little guy right here, or a little machine right here, I should say. And as we saw with the Multiverse, there's also another machine a bit later.
Good to see you. I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Oh, noes.
Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen may already be here. Either that or Lucas' explosives contain an overabundance of tin and ace parts.
Get over here! Yeah, it's very tempting to say that sometimes.
Skin particles in here definitely contain Luthor's DNA. This doesn't bode well. School bus hanging off a bridge. Excuse me, I'll be back as soon as I can.
Stand back while I breach the ceiling.
You should head up. I have a separate mission for Huntress that should reduce the number of automated defenses in your way.
We already saw the cinematics, so I'll probably skip them. For our friend Sunboy. Let's pick it up. We won't pick up the investigations or briefings. let's see if we can stop the evil master. And let's summon our friend Superman. So one of the nice things with fire is that you can pretty much heal yourself back as soon as you receive damage.
This is Luthor's inner sanctum. If there's any clear evidence about his true faith, it'll be here.
So even if you use your henchman against the master, it should be available to
This
fight
doesn't
the
look
evil
good for
Lobo.
Luthor. Who's his next of kin?
So as you can see, by the time you reach Lobo, you should be able to use your henchman again. Let's see if we can bring Lobo to the other corner of the room. So normally if you stay in the corner, whether this corner or the other one, it should be safe from the evil Space Hog. And you would think it would be simple enough to just avoid the attack from the Space Hog, but sometimes the Space Hog is invisible. Either it's an ability, or maybe it's not intended, but there's sometimes where you don't see the Space Hog, and you don't see the attack. So by the time you know you're being attacked, it's too late, you're dead. So the safe bet is to just hang in the corner. Let's use our supercharge because Why not?
I don't need this crap. Frag, I hate coming to Earth.
The hidden teleporter. Judging by the abundance of mace body spray in the air, Jimmy and Lois already found it. The teleporter's on cooldown. Lois and Jimmy must have... Wait, they're in trouble. Take that teleporter as soon as you can.
Lois and Jimmy in trouble? Must be Tuesday. I'll get the birds of prey to figure out that teleporter and let you know when it's up and running. Word of warning, I'm working with Harley Quinn on a provisional basis. She can be challenging, but she's earned a chance to be a better person.
So on this map, positioning is important. You have to make sure not to be able to be shot from the space hog from here. Normally the space hog will pretty much cover the whole room here. And again from here you saw in the first my first attempt with multiverse, you saw he shot a whole bunch of fire over here. So normally if you stand in the corner over here or in the corner over there, you should be okay. But then you have to make sure to be able to survive Lobo's attack, which is a bit easier with fire. Although with Quantum, you saw I was able to use my shields and survive it well enough. And now let's get out of here. So this was the elite version of the Lexcorp Tower mission. Again, just a reminder, we are on the test server. The Save the Universe event is not on the live server just yet. Normally an event gets added to the test server roughly 2 weeks before it gets released. There's no guarantee. We may have to wait more than 2 weeks in order to be able to get a Save the Universe event on the live server. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I already made a video about the Rip Hunter vendor. I'll put a link to that video in the description down below. So there you go guys. So soon enough we should have the Save the Universe event. But when, we do not know yet. As soon as I know, I will let you guys know.